Hey, yo, what up? Welcome back. This is not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Rob Markman. Now, the Drake versus UMG trial for Drizzy's defamation lawsuit is going to be a huge deal, all right? And it's going to be an even bigger deal if Drake and Kendrick take the stand. All right, we want to credit XXLMag.com and writer C. Vernon Coleman II because on Friday they reported that both sides submitted a list of potential witnesses for the trial. The list was submitted on Monday, July 14th. It was also reported by Billboard. I want to say that's behind the paywall. But I'm crediting XXL here because that's where I first got the information from. So Drake's legal team listed 63 potential witnesses, individuals and entities who they believe can have like information pertaining to this case. On their list is Lucien Grange, that's the CEO of UMG, Monty Lippman, who is the CEO of Republic Records, where Drake is signed. So UMG is the parent company, Republic is under UMG. So we have both Lucien Grange and Monty Lippman on this list. Steve Barman is on the list. He's the top marketing guy in Interscope, where Kendrick is signed. Kendrick is signed to Interscope. Interscope is also under UMG. You may know Steve Barman's name from skits on Eminem's albums. All right. So if you listen to a lot of Eminem's albums, then you know about Steve Barman. Drake's team also lists Dave Free as a potential witness. And then certain entities, right? Like Rock Nation, the NFL, Tidal, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Kojo Mene Asamoah is also listed. He's an industry insider guy. And there's a whole other situation going on with him. I think they've been trying to serve him with papers and they can't find him. UMG's list, on the other hand, so like I said, Drake's legal team listed 63 potential witnesses. UMG's list consists of just 9 names, including Dave Free, Kendrick Lamar, who technically is not named in as a defendant in this lawsuit. This lawsuit is not against Kendrick Lamar. It is against UMG for defamation and the promotion for what they claim is defamation and for the promotion of the record Not Like Us. So UMG's list consists of 9 names. Like I said, Dave Free, Kendrick Lamar. Drake himself is on UMG's list of potential witnesses that they would like to call if given the chance. Now, again, it's important to say this is just a potential list of witnesses. There's no guarantee that all of these individuals or any of these individuals make it to the witness stand, though I'd imagine if this trial goes on, some of them will. But it gives a glimpse into what this thing could look like, all right? So while Drake's fight is against UMG, and he's claiming that the record company devalued him and took away leverage for upcoming contract negotiations, it'll be very interesting to see how this not only affects how, obviously Drake and his business, the outcome of Drake and UMG, like that's going to be a big enough ripple effect through the industry. But also, how does this affect how diss records are handled from here on out, which have been the staple in hip hop? Does that change? I mean, we already started to see things like the whole situation with Clips on Def Jam, which is also UMG, and what Pusha believes is their Kendrick collaboration, which we heard had nothing defamatory on it. But, according to Push, he felt that Def Jam UMG wanted that verse censored and then taken off because they just didn't like the optics of Pusha and Kendrick, two Drake foes linking up. So, if a verdict is actually handed down in this, how does this affect how diss records are, from here on out? Again, according to Pusha, it's already affecting just how regular collaborations are done. Also, what would this do for the careers of Kendrick Lamar and Drake? Kendrick, of course, trolled and filmed a fictitious deposition for interstitial footage for his GNX tour, right? We saw, if you went to the GNX tour, saw clips of it online. Kendrick is in a fake deposition. But also think about Drake. If Drake was forced to take the stand, what would those memes look like? And we would get either pictures, like just real life pictures, like think ASAP Rally on the stand pointing, like you're gonna get real life pictures, or you may get drawings, right? The court renderings, like we got in the Diddy trial. Either way, those images of if Drake has to take the stand, those images will be sought after, and then those images will go viral. I've already been vocal that I'm just not a fan of this lawsuit, right? If you watch this channel, you know how I feel about this lawsuit. I am not a fan of it. It'll be interesting to see how far it really goes. And I could be absolutely wrong. I will tell y'all that I'm shocked if it happens. But my gut tells me this gets settled before we get to the actual trial. I don't think this technically sees trial. You know, this is all pre-trial motions. This is all gearing up and getting ready. It is certainly moving in that direction, but I feel like in the ninth hour there'll be some type of settlement or agreement reached between the two parties. Look, outside of Kendrick and Not Like Us, right? Because Not Like Us is squarely in the middle of this, and how Not Like Us was promoted is squarely in the middle of this. Outside of that, I just don't think any UMG executives want to take the stand and have to detail or defend their business practices in general. I don't know if they want to talk about and have to disclose the way that they promote records and how deals are done and just how the money flows. They're just not in the business of doing that. You know, a lot of fans speculate, you know, but if a lot of this stuff is made public, it could just change the perception of record companies overall. And you know, right now, I think in 2025, it's not a great perception. I mean, record labels have always had, since, way before my time, have had the image, the perception of doing kind of shady business. And so, and again, I'm talking outside of Not Like Us, right? Like that's one thing, and that's square in the middle. But how do record labels operate? I think this trial will give a glimpse into how do record companies operate, how do records become popular, how do records and I don't know that UMG wants to show their hand in general. Whether this is about Kendrick Lamar, Taylor Swift, Pink, Post Malone, not Clips. Now I'm just naming random artists. Even going back to the Clips thing with the Pusha T thing, notice UMG or Def Jam never made a statement about what happened. With all we got was Pusha side, all we got was the Clip side. That the record company, they're not in the business of telling you how the sausage is made or what goes on behind the scenes. So, I just don't think any UMG executive wants to take the stand. And then again, for Drake, he'll always have a dedicated fan base, but the ridicule, the jokes, the memes, the scrutiny that he'd face during this trial will be heavy. So I say all that to say, I still just can't imagine a picture that's going to trial. I'd be surprised if this doesn't get settled before. And if I'm wrong, if this actually goes to trial, I'm gonna sit here and tell you I'm wrong. Damn, I never saw it going that way. But those are just my thoughts right now based off of this information we have. But I mean, if big if, capital I, capital F, Kendrick and Drake are forced to testify or take the stands on this, it's already huge, and this is just gonna blow people's minds. So let me know what you think. Hit me in the comments, man. Subscribe to the channel. I'm on the road to 100K. Please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share, do all that stuff, and I'm right here with you. All right, till next time, peace.